Hey, are you one of the 87% of people enjoying this channel on YouTube that aren't currently subscribed? Let's fix that by hitting the subscribe button down below. Thanks. We're on the draw. Opponent didn't show us a companion. We have 2 Anger of the Gods and that's it. Mulligan. This hand's way better. So if we resolve a Chandra, we just get to play this Ugin. So I think we get rid of one of the Bone Crushers and hope one Bone Crusher's enough. They didn't show us Luris, so I doubt they're like a hyper aggro deck. Are they green-white? Alright, we have a plan. Shock, Bone Crusher, Chandra, Ugin. We have a game plan. Oh shoot, I gotta update Stream Decker. Oh, it's... Oh yeah, I am the biggest proponent of never matching your basics. I think I played a Pro Tour with unmatched basics. It feels like Winota, but I think it's Ascendancy. Yeah, I think this is the new version of Ascendancy that plays 8 1-drops and 7 hexproof 2-drops. I'm shuffling unmatched basics literally right now. Ah! Alright, so it is Winota. Alright, so those Anger of the Gods would have been nice. If they shock play Winota here, I'm willing to scoop it up. Just another Chariot? Okay, so it's not a Winota, but if it's another Chariot... Yeah, I think Winota might be the worst thing. So, there isn't. It's actually strictly a disadvantage to have unmatched basics. However, I don't think the disadvantage is worth anything. It's probably a fractional percentage of a weakness to have them. I just have never cared. Like, at the PT, I should care, but, like, tracking down basics sometimes is not worth the hassle of doing it. We could just get them to attack the Chandra to death. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Draw a card here. Alright, Wildfire will at least get us to Ugin, but this is the wrong Ugin. We need to find Spirit Dragon. Actually, I guess Spirit Dragon probably does just wipe the floor with Winota, as long as you're not dead by the time you can cast it. I mean, we are pretty dead, though. The tilt value. People get very annoyed about the smallest things. I think if you get annoyed about the basic lands in your opponent's deck, that's probably the point where you should, like, touch some grass, go outside. I don't know, drink some water, do some yoga. Something. Because something ain't right. A friend of mine likes to do different copies of every card in their deck. So, like, if they have 4 Ponders, they want 4 different copies of Ponder. There's no grass outside, it's all snow. Move somewhere warmer. I agree, though. It's all ice and snow outside. We need to hit Anger of the Gods here. Oh no! We're 1 short. Alright, damn. Carl mad. I have to commission somebody. I need so many things done for the stream and the YouTube channel, but it's like almost too many things done, so I've just done none of them. Alright, Rending Volley, Cage, Anger. Probably bring in Flame Blast Bolt too. Alright, stuff that we don't really want is like the kind of slow stuff. I love that song. Alright, Wildfire can go. Maze Mind can go. Bone Crusher's good. We can trim on these, trim on these. Call it a day. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's snowing here. I mean, I'm doing a 10-hour stream. I'll be honest. I don't think I've looked outside yet today, so I have no idea. Okay, okay. The sand's pretty good. We get to Wrath early, have a cage, and have a Thought Knot. Old Border Feather EDH? That's pretty sick. Yeah, I know people will like, if cards don't exist in Old Border, they'll like do foils, and if foils don't exist, or like they'll do foreign. It's sort of just like, the cards have to be not the newest border. A Snapchat from a friend who's at a small little wedding get together. Oh, they look great. Killing the game. All right. Gain life. Play this. Showcase when you can't get older. That's fair. Yeah, I'm a big fan of non-foil foiling, or not foiling, like making things look cool. I don't like foils, so to me the next best thing is just like these alt arts. Proxying into Old Border is pretty sweet. I know people like or like not proxy, but they make like white border. I feel like that's got to be a similar process where you can like come up with ways to do that. Oh, the sun, it'd be sweltering in here. Please, all of them, right out of here. Now we get to take their chariot. Ooh, kind of want to take their Chandra. No, we just take chariot. If they draw the land, it has to be exactly another red source to play Chandra. That isn't it. So they get a Winota, but our Winota trades, so that's fine. Winota's not as scary when we have Cage in play. Ooh, Flame Vest Bolt. So we could just kill the Winota, but I think we just want to Valakut's Awakening instead. Pass. Old Border Signets are so cool. I love... I'll say the controversial opinion. I really like Secret Layers because I don't have to buy them. And we get really cool art that I can then enjoy on like Moto and things. Alright, any land gets us a... Oh no, that's the red source for the thing, huh? So unlucky. Didn't draw land? Alright. Only buy the ones that are good value. Yeah, like, it's crazy to me that people get so annoyed about Secret Layers. I enjoy the fact they exist. I don't like the mechanically unique ones, I will say that. I don't like the ones where it's like, you have to buy this Secret Layer if you want Rick, right? That to me is a little bit, like, sus. But I certainly don't mind the, like... But... We're just gonna get stuck on lands and die, huh? Just gonna get stuck on lands and die. Golos? Golos off the top? Give me some Golos. Ugin. Is this the number of Ugins we were looking for? Is it me you're looking for? The fact that we get to 3-for-1 Sweltering Suns them on turn 3 and we're gonna get demolished this game is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. Almost every aspect of Wizards of the Coast's, like, practices have been really predatory lately. Like, Arena's economy, the one-day FOMO stuff, like, all this stuff is really predatory. I'm hopeful that it will stop, but they've proven that it makes money, so by that logic, it'll never stop, and I'm very sad about that. We can't cast any of these because they all cost 8 mana. Yeah, I mean, it's the same argument that's been around since, like, I did video games journalism about, like, microtransactions. Is like, we've just proven that you should always have microtransactions because it's always going to make you more money. Even if no one buys it, the fact that they could gives you an idea. It's really rough. Yeah, the Wizard CEO is now the Hasbro CEO. I mean, maybe it means that, like, as long as Wizard or Hasbro makes X amount of dollars, he won't interfere, but maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of want to reveal hand just because the value's so good, but hand's good. We'll keep it. It's a little awkward. Yo, a mirror? A real tier 1 deck? You're not gonna like my thoughts on where Phoenix falls in the tier list. Spoiler, it's tier 1. I think Phoenix, Ascendancy, and Humans are tier 1, like, this weekend. Ekros and Phoenix. Name a more stable combination. I feel like if you go to the TAC, the Testing and Crushing Patreon, and you don't see an updated list from Ekros on Phoenix, like, somebody check if he's sick. Yeah, you were like 14-1, right? Like, you were absolutely stomping. Oh, 14-1 in games? That's still 10-0 in matches? Look at our lad going off. Get that money, friend. Get that leaderboard money. Show him what the Pioneer Master looks like. Speaking of, if you're looking for mastery over usually blue-white, blue-black, and Phoenix, check out the TAC Patreon. They got real good stuff up on there. We stan our fellow content creators in this house. Just like, I think Casual Jake just put up a Patreon this week as well. I'm gonna be playing some Paper Pioneer with him this week on Tuesday. Definitely go give his channel a like, subscribe, and a follow to see me playing over there. Like I said, all I want to see is content creators get paid so we can have full-time content creators. It's something I wish we saw more of. I think right now, the only formats that can honestly support it are Modern. The eyes just aren't on any other format, and I'd like that to change. So they have to Coco in response, because otherwise we take their Coco. I guess, so they let the trigger happen and then do it, so if they hit a Brutal Cathar, that's actually the play. I don't know, I've talked about this a lot, but like, in the context of content creation, Magic is so tiny and infinitesimal, it's almost hard to understand how small it is in the scope of, like, content. Oh, Ekros, no, look at what you've done to my opponent. Pay 4 mana, get a 2 mana 1/1. I can't believe you'd hurt them like this. Oh, they have double Brutal Cathar? Rude. Yeah, I just want to see content creators be able to make it a living instead of just having to like work 3 jobs to get minimum wage onto content. And we're so far away from that just because the number of eyes on content is so small. Like, you look at like the number of subscribers for like a mid-tier movie react channel and it's like 100,000. You look at like the biggest Magic content creators and there's like 5 with over 100,000. It's nutty in the context of the overall scope. Well, that's been my soapbox today on content creation and the economy of it. Alright, so they attack here, we Mizium Mortars the board. They keep the Brutal Cathar alive, which is fine. We got this Thought Knot. Crack of Blue, sure. Declined to discard a bird to chart. That's fair. I'm sorry I'm so entertaining. What can I tell you? Go get your own dubs. Another Cathar? Or not Cathar, Bodyguard. They get a Lieutenant now. Giant Killer. Now Lieutenant, sure. The lads are large. Forget Chandra. Scry. Oh, well, that's going on top. The power of Ugin. I think Ugin's one of those cards that doesn't see enough play because of its cost, but it's so destructively powerful in this format. One of the big reasons I do like that green Eldrazi deck is like you can just play Ugin. Like Ugin just ends games. Yeah. Opponent can never win from here. We're at 20 life, we'll have a Chandra and a Thought-Knot Seer and an Ugin. Alright, bring in the bolts. Rending Volley hits white or blue? White or blue, bring these in. Bring these in. I should bring in Cage, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. On these, trim on these, trim on these. Ugin, skill card. Hey, I'm here for a good time, not a skill card kind of game. Let's get out of here with this skill stuff. I think Chandra might be medium. Trim on these 4-drops. I should probably trim on some number of Ugins. These ones are kind of not good. Alright, there we go. All removal all the time. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna keep this on the back of killing 2 creatures and hopefully we find something to do in the meantime. Bodyguard, we can mortars it. Cataracts. I feel like the thing is that this deck is just a worse version of the mono green Eldrazi deck, which is rough to say because I don't think the mono green Eldrazi deck's like amazing, but I think it's good. A lot better than people give it credit for. I do want to try and build like a green-red Eldrazi deck or like a green-blue, so you have like some interaction. So I think the base of the green Eldrazi deck is actually quite strong. Boy, we're coming up on hour 6. Woo! Oh, well, that's gonna be a problem. We're gonna die to that. We're gonna need an Anger of the Gods into Chandra. Alright, I lied. Hold on. There's no Mass Effect song that has lyrics. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Oh, we're at the end of the thing, that's why. Should we pick Burn? Oh, this is a good soundtrack. No! Stop that. Alright, so now Anger's not good enough. Need to find another Chandra. Or I guess like Anger buys us some time, but not a lot. Even a Rending Volley here would be fine. Yeah, I think we're just pretty bad underdogs here with 4 lands in hand. Favorite decks? I like Lotus. I like combo decks. I wouldn't say it's like top 5 in the format for like fun to play that I enjoy the most, but I like playing it, and it wins a lot, which is always helpful, I think, in asserting what I want to play or not. But I enjoy it. I like combo decks for the benefit that they usually can close quickly. So like once you've established that you've won the game ends immediately, which is something I like. But it's fun. I'd say it's like in my top 10 in the format, but it's definitely not top 5. As far as like fun to play, I really do enjoy like Niv to Light. Really enjoy Ascendancy when it's not acting up like it was this morning. Really like the Eldrazi deck we get to play. I like Burn. Alright, well, this hand's pretty good. Very reactive hand, and it's gonna have a hard time beating an Adeline, but otherwise pretty good. Yeah, I like Lotus a lot though. When it's good, it's a lot of fun to play. Raven. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can sweep that up. Alright, we can put away an extra Anger here, or an extra Sweltering Suns, depending what they do. Ooh, Thought-Knot's not bad, but we don't have a colorless land. So like, if they just crack a Clue, we might get rid of like Sweltering Suns, Thought-Knot, maybe 1 Anger? No, probably keep the 2nd Anger. Oh, are they stuck on lands? No way, right? They have 8 cards in hand? No way. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's way too unlikely there. Redain. Alright, let's Awakening. Put these 3 away. Draw 4. Not a bad 4. Not a bad one at all, actually. Anger the first round. We have 4, 5, 6 mana. 2 more Angers, 1 Shatter Skull if we need. Really just want to draw like Chandra or something that can try and deal with the board. Takes Ugin, sure. We can take our hits for a couple turns here. No need to rush out any of our spells. They know about them anyway. Excuse me. Ooh, now especially no reason to. Stomp. Bone Crusher. Yeah, here comes Coco. Opponent finds Spellbinder Lieutenant. I mean, Anger the God still deals with that, so. Take one Anger, take Shatter Skull Smashing, probably. I'll take an Anger, sure. We can take our lumps here. Chat coming to a complete freeze here. Bodyguard's annoying. We can manage it though. Another Coco situation brewing. Alright, well, Bone Crusher's not bad. Yep, Spellbinder up. Fair life. And Bone Crusher here. Alright, your Thalia's in there. Alright, so now we don't have to worry about Coco anymore. It's pretty good. Yo, thank you for the follow, DB Senna. Appreciate it greatly. Alright, well, we get to Anger of God. Anger of the God. Alright, so they protect it. Alright, well, we need to not be dead. We're gonna take 2, take 3. Now we need to find something to do for the Ugin. We have 8. Yep. Alright, so this costs 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 7. Alright, I think I'm just gonna take 3 and then use the Valakut's Awakening next turn to try and draw 2. Oh, come on. From the top rope. Now they're threatening lethal too. Maybe we just need to do this now. Probably cycle. Alright, Chandra's a great one, so. Alright. So they either kill Chandra or kill us. They can't threaten both. So we still have 2 turns to find stuff unless they find... Man. Man, oh man. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, they have to kill Chandra, but this means they can still attack us and kill Chandra. Because the 1/1? Jesus. That's so brutal. Now I don't even know if we have any outs other than draw a second Ugin. Because like even being able to kill the Cathar doesn't do anything. Wait, they didn't kill Chandra? Opponent? What? Opponent? Alright, well, we're at 1. Alright, Mutavolt's fine. A lot of him faces in chat. We're going to never attack ever, so we don't just like get beat up by anything and not be able to kill this Mutavault. We have no rush. We do not want to cast that. Face indeed. I'm gonna just play this. Make it so like one wilt doesn't turn on a Coco. So the reason we don't do that is if they drew a Thalia's Lieutenant or an Adeline or something, we want to be able to combo kill out like an Adeline and not have to worry about like this. We could still kill it through a Lieutenant though, you're right. Kill you too. But like, for instance, right, had we attacked there and they played this, we die to this Mutavault if we had attacked. Because the Flame Blast would have only dealt 1 damage. So like, we just have no reason to give ourselves a way to die. Is more or less what, where I'm at with it. Like, we get to ult this Ugin and gain 7, and like, we can't possibly lose. Rending Volley, we don't have to pay. Nice. That'll deal 1. Love it. Target opponent. Blessed. Yeah, I think in this matchup you definitely want Redain, not the shield. Because like, look at all the stuff we had that does that type of stuff. They trying to like give their Mutavault hexproof here? Or not hexproof, indestructible. Sure. This is fine. Now we can just attack for free. Yeah, so like we would have lost the shield if we just played around the bolt. But this way we are pretty much invincible. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. A wild game 3. Opponent didn't kill us, and as such they died. Let me see that. Actually, while I look. Oh, you can't actually attack the Planeswalker. They had to attack Chandra with the Brutal Cathar. That's what it is. Yeah, Adeline specifically says attacking that. Oh no, that player or a Planeswalker. That player. Oh, never mind. It says Planeswalker. Oh, thank you for the follow, Blood for the Blood God. I hope you received plentiful blood today. Yeah, Adeline says player or a Planeswalker they control, so it should have been able to attack Chandra. That's what it looks like. Yeah, file for comp for sure then. Yeah, that's an annoying bug. It's so corner case, but it's an annoying bug. Yeah, they absolutely beat us if they attack there, so that makes sense. Or against an otter, that's Lutri against Yorion. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Thoughtseize. Boo. Excuse me. Apparently after 6 hours I just start sneezing a lot. I feel like leaving me with Valakut Awakening's kind of an odd choice here. Like I just get to reshuffle all these cards. Like the Angers and things. I mean, Ugin's gonna come down in a while, but... Oh, they missed their third land drop too? Yikes. Definitely want this Golos. Golos is pretty good. Alright, third land is a tap land. I actually think we need to do this right now. I think we are perfectly happy to just, like, extend the game. Is this Yorion Doom Foretold? Yeah, this is. Oh, Stomp. I thought it was gonna be a, thought it was gonna be an Omen of the Forge. Sign in Blood. Our opponent's on one again. Trying to hit that fourth land. Doesn't do it. Alright, now I want to actually... Let's get rid of this, this, and this. Alright, that's pretty good. With this mana base, I kind of wonder if they have basics, but I'm going to assume they do. And we're just going to ramp ourselves here. Opponent missing on lands, ramp yourself instead. Alright, let's get a... Let's grab a Blast Zone. Might as well get a utility land. We have plenty of other stuff going. Let's see what we got going on. Alright. What is our opponent doing? I am Environmental Sciences, a good one. I mean, it means they definitely have basics, so I'm glad we didn't do anything there. Take Chandra. Shout out Sacred Foundry Sign in Blood combo. Yes. Don't you talk to me or my son ever again. Oh. Hello. Let's find out what they're doing, shall we? What in the fuck? So they're just like Mardu value things, mostly planeswalkers. Alright, we'll take this go blank. Question mark pings. Opponent might be running it down. Next turn, we can just activate Golos. I would be interested in activating Golos. Anybody looking to spin the wheel? I thought we were playing Marvel later, but we might be playing it right now. They might just K-command it? No, don't do that. No, you're no fun. No fun at all, opponent. We got backups. Backup strats. Let's grab another Cascade. Opponents had this environmental sciences and just never been able to cast it. The professor of Wombology was not strong enough to get them through. Did love the professor of Wombology in that draft set though. Okay, so they're just like Mardu things. So like, cut these angers, I guess. Definitely bring in these. Guess I'll keep in Sweltering Suns because I can cycle it. I think we're like inherently fix Golos with Tome. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, I think we just like don't care. We're an Ugin deck against basically a Planeswalker deck. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about, where like you just want to play against these mid-range soup decks. I mean, not that this is a deck that I know of, but I feel like we saw enough to know they're a mid-range soup deck. Yeah, hand's great. Opponent mulligans. Oh, they're a sacred, so they're a Sign in Blood Yorion deck, so they're probably playing the Sacred Foundries and stuff to play Yorion? And other white sideboard cards, I imagine? I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Too much, Mr. Imp. I can't think about what they're doing. It's too much. Oh, I would have liked a Cleansing Wildfire. Look at that! You don't even need a working computer to win. Too powerful. Ekros, the truest of masters. Tie an arm behind his back, make his computer lag, still gets that W. How can anyone stop this man? We're up against Mardu Planeswalker midrange. They got stuck on lands last game. Okay. So we didn't get to see a lot of their deck. But we do know that we're like almost assuredly favored into what they're doing. Three, 6. Hello, Zelda. Look at this cute girl. How can anyone not love cats when they just sit here and vibe? Look at this girl. This is for Ekros. He says to pet you. She gets nothing but pets, I swear. I'm not gonna lie. One of the ways I try to get people to subscribe to the channel is by using a Zelda emote. I think it's probably my most effective method. Play this tapped and get in. Thought-Knot Seer. What is going on here? Okay. This is fine. Thank you, love. Ekros. Tricked into it by the cat. Love to see it. Thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. See, that's the real tech. You just guilt trip your friends with cats. I have a bunch of emote slots, so I need to get an artist to make like not an animated, but like a chibi version of Zelda. Chibi? John will tell me how to say that, I'm sure. Bin collector whiffs. Oh, we're close to a hype train? Yo, blood for the blood god. We met our 20 sub goal for all of January. Thank you all so much. Argo, love to see it. Solve the mystery of your name. Yeah, everything they're doing loses to Ugin, and they decided that that was enough. If we hit the land, they were going to concede. Love to see it. Alright, so we hit our goal for all of January, so I'm going to say if we can get to 25 subs... Maybe 25 is a lot. How many more hours do we got? We got 3.5 more hours? God. If we can get to 25, maybe I'll play like a true memer deck. Like I'll build something truly meme. Because like these are all decks that have technically 5-0'd. Hold on, I gotta... She likes to sit here on my chair, and she plays with her own tail. Like, no meme. She is chasing her own tail like a dog until she falls off my chair. She is the cutest cat I have ever seen. She has her little bow tie. We have a different bow tie for each season because we're extra like that. Did you catch her tail? Alright, Sterling Spirit. Do you think they're on spirits, or are they liars? Winota Spirits? Is this actually the Winota Spirits person? No, they're on Luris. Don't... You got me so excited. I'm so excited. She whines a lot, usually for attention and love. No, Luris Spirits, biggest brain. Just Azorius Spirits, no Spellcaller. Pog. Keep this, spin this. Alright, they're a Luris deck, so hopefully Sweltering Suns just KOs them, and then we can, like, take our time to Ugin. This deck wants a companion more than any deck I've ever seen, because you just end up on air so often, but there's no companion you could fit in this deck, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you could just play Yorion and just be like red-white. Oh, no. No, don't do that. They're on Molda 5? They begin with 4 cards in hand? They're in a Molda 4? Okay, well, maybe we beat a Molda 4. Take Sweltering Suns, makes sense. Let's hit a Cleansing Wildfire here. Oh, Blast sounds cheeky. I think Yorion red-white could be a thing. I think the thing is, right, like... Look at the brain on our opponent! They're blue-black Luris Spirits. Dude, Pog. Opponent, I respect it so much. Opponent, you're the hero I don't deserve. Blessed opponent. Opponents on blue-black spirits. It's actually a thing. To be fair to our opponent, this is a thing that I have seen before. I can't say it's good, but it's a thing I have seen before. When people move towards mono blue spirits, there was a blue-black spirits that Well, it's the same way that like mono blue spirits is a thing, right? Like hero made the deck, people started playing the deck, so therefore it's a deck. I wouldn't say it's a good deck, but it's a deck by proxy or by process of it having existed in 5. Opponent, just counter the anger of the gods. Yeah, I know. We're all memeing a little. I like to meme on the fact that Pioneer's weird because it's the land of hope. All of these decks could exist, but it's also the land of treasure cruise, and therefore most of these decks do not exist. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it the other day, and I saw Todd Anderson has been streaming Pioneer this month. And when I started doing content for Pioneer, right, there was about 160 players regularly playing in the leagues. Currently, we are up to almost 420 players actively playing in the leagues. The fact that we have PTQs, all these things have been so good for Pioneer's growth again online, and I think it is wonderful. Yeah, there's 411 right now, last I checked. We are growing. I know you've been here the whole time, Ekros. Remember when we had like 100 players in Pioneer and you just play the same 6 people every time? It was absurd. It's so nice to see that like the scene is growing. The comments on YouTube on the YouTube stuff have been great. Everyone's been enjoying it. People are saying they've been trying out Pioneer more. Just really happy with it. Glad to see that like a format that deserves the attention. Oh yeah, like the Discord that I'm in of like local friends, we had a in Standard and Pioneer, we had a trophy race, and we would just block each other from winning trophies because we would play each other every time. At least once per. I agree. I think Pioneer is the most enjoyable format. Yo, Arcane, how's it going, my friend? How you doing? Just in time for another 3 hours of this 10-hour stream. Oh yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, like, getting Pioneer decks now is a great idea because they're only going to go up. And I think people are more reliably figuring out that Pioneer is a really good format to be playing. Opponent also didn't sacrifice to counter our Anger of the Gods last game when they could have just countered it. I think our opponent might be on life tilt for mulliganing, if I'm being completely 100%. I have a monster and some black tea that Megan was kind enough to brew for me because my throat was bothering me. I don't usually talk for 6 hours straight. Yeah, buying the mana is a good look. In our friend group, there's a couple people who tend to have like all the cards, so we all just sort of work around that. I had to sell some cards a little bit ago, but before that I had like all of Pioneer. Or at least I had all the mana base 100%, but I had most of Pioneer. Imagine owning cards. I've spent so long playing Magic the Gathering without owning a deck. The last deck I owned was Humans in Modern, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I'm confused. I'll say it. I'll be the person. I'm confused. I'm gonna keep one land here and draw some other cards. Those are good cards. I like those cards. I'm gonna play this. We know they have Lurrus in hand, so if it resolves, we get to take the Lurrus. If it doesn't resolve, the Chandra probably resolves. Oh, it just resolves? Yeah, so my problem was that I had to sell some cards just to like pay rent and things when I was looking for a job. And so like the downside of that is that you have to like don't attack. I want to see what happens. You're just gonna draw a card. But like now it's just a matter of rebuilding the collection. I also try not to spend money on Magic cards if I can. Like when I build a collection, it's usually just off like store credit and stuff. Our local store has a really, really good like credit system. Oh yeah, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, a lot of us, like I'm the exception. Everyone else has been picking up decks pretty reliably, which has been great to see. All right, attack. Kill this. Oh, the shock lands. Oh no! The disaster. The draw for turn. That's what if I hadn't attacked, they would have just drawn air. See, I deserved this. The secret was it was always losable. We just didn't know how. We have 7 mana? Well, I have good news and bad news, opponent. They can't race 4 damage with this 1 lifelinker. Please die. Stop drawing cards. Stop it. Stop. Oh yeah, I mean I think the thing was the secret layers are great value. Oh yeah, there was Pioneer F&M the last two weeks at Battlegrounds. Like 20 or so people playing Pioneer and Paper. Winner got 1 of each Shockland. I could have waited. Yes, that's fair. That would have... Well, I wanted to do it as a sorcery to play the 4/3. But you're correct. I probably could have just waited. I also could have waited here, but the only card they can realistically draw is Spell Pierce, which we have covered. Oh, shit. We intended no attacks, right? That's what we were doing? I don't think it's bad. Like I mentioned, I think, like, this is a controversial take. I think people get very invested in, like, fractional percent in Magic. Like, doing this would make you 1% more likely to win. And I think people get very stuck on those ideas, when in reality, I think people tend to skip the, like, if you just did this differently, you'd be like 60% more likely to win matches. It's always been something I found very odd about Magic specifically. Maybe that's just because, like, I want to pretend that I'm not a goof for just doing things in random orders, but I can pretend. Yeah, improve in Magic with this one easy trick. Tap your mana. Holy shit. I started winning so many more games. If they're playing Hateful Eidolon, because it's a spirit that rebuys cards off Curious Obsession, my opponent's in another universe. I'm so happy for them. I want whatever it is they're brewing. Win more matches with this one simple trick. Pro Tour players hate him. Love it. You know, this is gonna be one of those, like, I'm gonna make a YouTube video with that title now, just to really tilt off everybody. Drown in the lock. How rude. God, I have so much I have to do. I have an article that's due on the best cats in Magic, by the way. So, speaking of that secret lair, I need to get some videos out. We gotta finish this 10-hour stream. I gotta get stuff for the Patreon further set up, like the end credits roll. all that good stuff. Yeah, somehow this has turned into a losable game. Don't have any spells, opponent. That was very disciplined of them to keep holding that drown in the lock, though. It's only got to connect once more because we have this Raymond Ruins. Well, the thing is, they're drawing 2 cards a turn, and they just need any creature to not die, right? But if we find removal, it starts to become a true abyss. Well, I have good news and bad news, opponent. Attack. Please just die. Yes. Now we got a double abyss going. Opponent drew like 30 extra cards and couldn't find a second rattle chains. Let's go. I need to program a button on my stream deck for game capture if I'm gonna be switching back and forth. Oh, this hand is good against Luris decks if we draw a second red source. I'm gonna keep it. We can always cycle this to look for the second red source. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn has some banger music. Absolutely fantastic game. I played Niv to Light in the PTQ, but like a different build of it. Here, I'll pull it up. I played this version of Niv to Light in the PTQ, and it was really good against everything that wasn't hard control. And then I played Ascendancy in the challenge. It got absolutely murdered for my trouble. But yeah, Slaughter Games was fantastic. Colossus was fantastic. Yeah, of course. VIPs and admins can always link whatever they want for the most part. Red black? What do we got? Carnage cards. A lad. Top 8 of the Pioneer Challenge. Oh no! I've done that before! I did that to lose a win-in for top 8 of a challenge. What does this list look like? Mortify I like. I don't like Growth Spiral. The 2s are pretty standard. Look at that! The Slaughter Games returns! I think Slaughter Games main is fantastic. Little A, little B. I also don't think I played particularly well, to be honest. I like this list a lot. I think the sideboard's all over the place, but I think you get to do that. Yeah, Bring to Light's really fun. That was my first deck in Pioneer. My 2 challenge top 8s are with Niv to Light for Pioneer, I think. Well, Vintage Cube is gone. Now it's Supreme Vintage Cube. It's a finer vintage. Little Thought Knot. There's a chance as the stream winds down I might play a little Vintage Cube. Oh. I know it's probably correct. Everyone who cares about technical play, look away. I know it's probably correct to take this Fatal Push, but I'm gonna exile this Croxa forever. I'm willing to be wrong. I tried to warn you. I tried to tell you it was coming. I'm kind enough to warn my viewers when I'm about to do something wild, at least. I don't think we can beat a Crocs. I think we can beat them drawing a card, though. And they had to discard a card to do it. Zerborg and the push. So now if we anger, they just dispute. So I don't even know if we want to do that yet. We might just cycle the Sweltering Suns. Like, we look like we have removal, so I don't think they can just stand up this den. A little yellow submarine cup. Orc, orc, orc. Smork, smork, smork. Yeah, we'll take 3. We don't really need to clear this out yet. Cycle this. Ooh, Chandra's a good one. We can go Chandra plus anger. Then they have to spend their whole turn, hopefully Den of the Bugbearing Chandra down to 1, and then we have Chandra plus Ugin. Yep. Yeah, this is all fine. Everyone be cool. So they're playing the deck we just played, the one that won the challenge, or the PTQ from Law. Is this another dispute? No, sack blood token, sure. Interesting. Do we have another dispute here, or are we just like doing things to do things? God. I feel like you would appreciate this, Ekros, but this full built-out calendar is my content schedule calendar right now, and it's only getting busier. Every time I look over at it, I'm just like, my God. It grows. Alright. Token goes at Chandra. Weird that Den doesn't have the same bug that Adeline does. Because usually when there's like a bug like that, it's like the coding of tokens attacking planeswalkers. It's not like the coding of Adeline, but I suppose it could be. They have a 1-drop or a 2-drop? My hope is that they just spend all their time trying to like spin their wheels. Roxa. Back. 5/6. That's not great for us. Look at this Cascade. We'll take the 3. Really hoping to dodge that. Yeah, Blast Zone can take care of it. I think I'm gonna plus draw another card. And take care of this den. Yeah, Wildfire taking care of den. Ooh, a good one too. Ooh. Zelda, what are you doing? Just leapt over the chair, leapt back over the chair. Now she's gonna go hang out in her little spot. In her cat tree. I always have to brace myself when she does that, because she like really kicks off with some power. Like, makes the chair shake. It's impressive. You're such a small cat. Got some power in them legs. Ugin also can just minus on Croxa. Oh, we got an Ugin under our Ugin? Love to see that. Ugh. They're gonna Fatal Push. 3/4 kill Chandra. They can't kill both, so that's fine. Fatal Push, we draw an Ugin, they kill Chandra, we kill their board, we plus Ugin. Opponent is doing a lot of game actions. Like, this is probably why this deck won the PTQ. And this is like what our back half of the league looked like with this deck. Yeah, small Ugin. This one. Pick up the Ugin. Ugin the Ineffable. As opposed to Ugin the Effable. Yeah, that's... They had to... We get to keep the smashing, which is great. Oh, they're splitting the damage? Alright, sure. Epicure, sure. You can't say that. I can! Ooh, thought not? Plus... 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh yeah, we're definitely in that period where like there's best decks, there's tier 1 decks, but the deck to play on any given weekend is almost never the same week to week. If your like goal is to win the tournament. If your goal is to like improve like your standing with a deck and be able to like become a master of a certain deck, it's different. Wait. But I think the deck to play, I know you think it's tier 0. I don't think it's actually tier 0. I think Phoenix is the epitome of a tier 1 deck. I think Phoenix can't be tier 0 because you can just choose to beat it. You have to sacrifice a lot of other matchups, but you can just choose not to lose to Phoenix any given weekend. Like, in my estimation, for a deck to be truly tier 0, you have to, like, absolutely dedicate everything against it. Oh, I disagree. I think you might be in the position, and I might be speaking out of turn, so let me know if I am, but I think you might be in the position where you are such a good blue-red pilot that you don't see from the perspective of, like, most blue-red pilots. Like, I think the average blue-red pilot is not just stomping all these tough matchups. I think the average blue-red opponent is losing more often than they're winning in a lot of these matchups. Get out of here, Croxo. Yeah, I think, like, Phoenix players lose when they are of equal skill to players who come prepared, and I think, oh, come on. That's rough. It's fine. We'll... No, and a Cling? And they have the mana to... our Ugin dies too? God. Yeah, I think, like... The thing with Phoenix is, like... To me, Phoenix Ascendancy are, like, the top 2, with Red probably hiding out in there, whether it's Red, Burn, or Heroic. Pick your flavor of the week. But, like, I think Phoenix is beatable by, like, a lot of decks. I think Heroic has a close matchup. I think Blue-White has a good matchup. I think Niv has a good matchup. I think decks playing Deafening Silence and any form of early aggression have a good matchup. Yeah, I agree. Expressive Iteration tier 1. It's just, it's such a good card. Oh, they have to get... No, they don't have to get rid of the claim. Barf. We just lose Ugin if they want. They can make us take 6 here and then just, like, threaten us. Yeah, like, if I say red-black, there's, like, 4 viable decks that are red-black, which I think is very neat. And this at me, this at Ugin, and I have to block this, and Ugin dies. So... Niv to Light is a very popular, well, I guess not anymore, but it's still a popular list. I can grab you one real quick while we're... God, our opponent's smart? That's got to be cheating. gotta be cheating for our opponent to be smart. Oh. Yeah, we do need big Ugin. Here's just like the general, yep. The general archetype and then Carnage's list specifically. Alright, so Chandra. What can we hit off this? I don't think anything deals 6 in our deck. And we don't have 6 mana for another Ugin. A little late there, bud. I mean, yesterday, right? Like, my 2 losses in the last 2 rounds of the PTQ were to blue-black and blue-white control. On these, trim on these. Yeah, that's fair. I think that so much of this format is just like you're able to do things, which is nice. I'm actually gonna cut these. I think Chandra's better. Oh, I'm glad you had a good time playing Phoenix your last 4 FNMs. Oh yeah, Phoenix. The thing about Phoenix and why I think it will always be a tier 1 deck unless something gets banned is you can just adapt everything. So like if you want to beat certain things, you also can beat certain things, which is very nice. Keep those. Oh yeah, I think I am a hater of Enigmatic. It's like the one deck that gets under my skin in the format, but those lists were very good. I think Dom did a great job innovating it, and I mean, I think it's a really good deck. I think you are in a good place with it right now, especially, and I think it has long-term staying power for sure. I'm just not a big fan of it personally, but I know Tyrant's been looking at it, and Tyrant is a big fan of Enigmatic. I think the list's very good. Take my land. What a dick. Punished for not playing our land. Feels bad. Never mattered because skilled. That's not true. We got very lucky there. Thoughts using a land is still something. Even though it's happened enough times to me, I still get like, wait, what? Tricked him into taking the land. That's what it is. Duress. Gah! Okay, I'm pretty sure that Stitcher Supplier Croxa is like the backbone of this deck and is probably like 80% of why any deck in this color pair is worth playing. Ugh. We're kind of looking a little doomed if they have the land for Croxa here. I'm just going to try and run out a threat board here. No, this version doesn't. This version plays Harvester and the Vampire Blood package instead. Which I don't like Arcanist very much right now. I think it's good in Heroic and pretty mediocre everywhere else. So I think this version that cuts it for the Vampire package is much stronger right now. Obviously moving... Yes, we finally get a little revenge. Obviously, I think Arcanist has been great in the past, but I don't think it's where you want to be right now. Get in there for 8. They might have a Fatal Push. Dispute? Sure. Still might have a Fatal Push. Dog of the Bride, let's go. My friend's sending snap to the wedding they're at, and there's a Dog of the Bride, which, I mean, that's just good tech. Yeah, I think no one tell Hurt, but I'm pretty sure Crocs is one of the best engines right now, and I know people are playing a lot of graveyard interaction things, but I think if Croxa ever happens, it's so tough to deal with, and like Croxa decks are probably gonna see a pickup because they can attack Phoenix and Ascendancy. If ever you could play, and I mean, I'm sure the Mardu opponent we played against, but if ever you could play Deafening Silence plus Croxa, I feel like you would be in a really good place in the meta right now, because like by default, you're probably good into the red decks. My opponent not know how Grafdigger's Cage works there? You can't do that, friend. Not how that works at all. Alright, well, we'll pitch this Ugin that's never coming in. Yeah, the thing is, like, if it's a Pioneer staple in any tier, like, 1 to tier 3 level deck, buy it now. I'm, like, certain every Pioneer staple will go up. Maybe not everyone, right? Like, maybe that's a touch too far, but I think the majority of Pioneer cards will be going up shortly, and I think it is a very, very good idea to get them now. The second best time to get them is now. The best time was a hot minute ago. Alright, I'm just going to cast this. It feels weird to have to kill this, but I want to try and get in 10 damage, or 8 damage with a Raminap here. Which Thoughtseize. This means they're dead on our untap. Yeah, these cards just don't exist right now, but... So, Star City opted into supporting Pioneer, which I think is great. From a content creator perspective, I can tell you that the number of eyes that have been on my content and other content creators' pieces for Pioneer have been going up. More people are playing Pioneer online, and people are starting to play Pioneer tournaments at their FNMs. Like, I think all of those combine to be a good sign moving forward for the health of Pioneer. I think, like, getting people like Todd Anderson to play Pioneer for a month, like, all these things point to Pioneer being continually supported moving forward. And, like, I mean, in paper, online is wild, right? Like, what happens online is often not reflective of actual demand. It's usually reflective of, like, what sets have been drafted. Oh, yeah. As soon as they spoiled Crimson Vow, you had to have jumped on those Sorens. I had a couple kicking around from Black-Red Vampires in, or Black-White Vampires when it was in Standard. I think I'm gonna get rid of this Mizium Mortars, maybe? Love to see a little Grafdigger's Cage and Indestructible Land. Valakut Awakening's not a bad one. Don't really need to do this yet. Citrus Supplier, sure. Yeah, I think Pioneer's great. I think Pioneer will continue to be great, and I think Pioneer will continue to grow. I see no reason all of those statements aren't true. And usually... Oh boy. That's bad for us without Cage. Really unable to bind to Pioneer as a whole because I really enjoyed being able to play variety decks. So the mana base will be pretty stable, especially if you're playing online, because they've been printed enough times, they've existed in enough different sets that I don't think you're ever gonna, like... You're never gonna make a killing on speculating on the land base on Moto. What you want to be doing is picking up staples that see play in several decks that have the potential to continue to see play in more decks, right? Like, the best thing you can do is just, like, continue to find these staples that exist that will continue to go up. Things like Sorens and things when you think there will be a vampire set. All these kind of things that are, like, reasonably good. Getting the mana base is good, but again, long term, it's not going to make much of a difference. Oh, we're just gonna die to this Croxa, huh? Just gonna die to this Croxa, huh? I think the other thing is, like, speculating on Magic Online's tough. Like, if you want to play a variety of decks, like, I have Card Hoarder, and I always have, like, 2 decks at a time on... Yeah. Let me get rid of these. Let's draw... Okay, well. They can take the Ugin. Yeah, Phoenixes are low, but, like, it's hard to speculate on Magic Online, but, like, for 400 tickets, I can have, like, 2 decks, and if I wanted to play any one deck, I can play any one deck on Magic Online. I think if you have a subscription and you can't play the decks you want to play, that usually is an exception, not a rule, for Pioneer. So, like, if you want to play, like, have 3 decks on your account, that's a little tougher, but... Like I said, like, most Pioneer decks are, like, under 200 tickets on Magic Online right now. The 5. You need to pitch an Ugin, and then play land, Golos, Gettlething, and draw an Ugin 6, I think? But even then, it might be a little slow. I think we're just gonna end up dying to turn 4 Croxa. Duress taking our Ugin's also rough. Yeah, we just needed to have a cage for this. Take 9. The joys of Croxa. Shocks are pretty relatively cheap. It's like all of the that might be a backdoor way to win this game. It's like all of the spells are what are actually expensive. So, like, if you look at Goldfish, well, we're tapped out and don't really have any decisions, right? Like, look at Goldfish, the top decks. Phoenix is 162 tickets. Ascendancy 200. Red is 300, mostly because of Den of the Bugbear. Mostly because of Sorin. 56 tickets for Hidden Strings, 140 for Citadel, 123-ish for Winota. Blue White's 120, mostly into fairies. So, like, it's usually one card. So, like, if you look at Ascendancy, right, it's Omnath. Omnath is 128 tickets of the 270 here. The lists that don't play Omnath are 117 tickets, because the most expensive individual card are the Triomes. So, like, Triomes are good. Oh, okay, what does this do? This can't Fatal Push us. Can Duress us, and then we have to chump block here? That's so rude. Yeah, you really want to be, like, picking up your Triomes when you can, things like that. The balance of combo? Yeah, I think Lotus Field and Ascendancy are fine because they're very disruptible. And, like, people have started to dedicate disruption slots, like Deafening, Silence, and Silence and all those things. I think Pioneer is well balanced when there's not a whole lot of, like, any one style of deck. I think just Fame here. Take 3, 6, 9, 10. 3, 6, 7. So I chump block. Yeah, we can't win. Okay, you got us, opponent. Croxa was too strong for us. Deck felt strong at points, but yeah. Never beating a Croxa there. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this content on either Twitch or YouTube. If you did, please like or subscribe. If you didn't, be sure to leave a comment down below. I promise not to read it. Until next time.